Wow, what a fantastic lake. Why did you choose this place?
Achim, I'm really glad you are here and you can enjoy Lake Katlov like I do and other fishermen. Why? It's easy. I've traveled all around the world, and for me it was always difficult to find a place where I would like to live, because I've seen so many fantastic places in Africa, Amazon, Asia, so many beautiful things, you know. So for me to find one place where I could imagine that I will stay there forever, it was difficult. But one day, 3 years ago, I've seen Lake Katlov for the first time. I was standing right there and I said, this is the place. I fall in love in the first second.
So Jakob, can you tell me a little bit more information about Lake Katlov?
Of course, basically 3 years ago we started rebuilding the lake completely. So the water went completely out and we created 3 more islands, big islands. 35 islands under the water as well, so a lot of hideaways for, you know, for fish. And my first idea that this lake has to be first of all paradise for fish, then for fishermen. So for me, fish are always on the first place. And we were starting to working on it, so then we put corn on the bottom, so then we start filling the lake slowly with the water. Then, you know, all the nutrition and small, you know, mussels and snails and different worms in the water started growing. So a lot of nutrition in the water. And then after a year, we have put the first fish inside of the lake. And last year, the growth rate of some fish were 4 kilos in 1 year. So that shows you, if you take care and if you are not in a hurry, you can create a very good ground for nice population of carp.
You mentioned a growth rate of 4 kilos of the carps.
Yes.
How many fish did you put in here?
That's another important thing. Lake Katlov is definitely not for everybody. It's definitely not for fishermen which would like to come here and have 20-30 strikes in one day. Forget it. This will be always difficult water, and I want to be that. I want to stay difficult because you have to deserve the fish. That's what I believe. That's the fishing style what I like. If I would, you know, go somewhere and catch fish easy, you wouldn't like it basically. Why I wouldn't like it? So Lake Katlov is really for hardcore carp fishermen which like to work hard and then catch a very beautiful fish. So on the lake, which is 1.5 kilometers long, you have right now around 500 fish, but each of them is very special. And I know all of them because these 500 fish, we've chosen them from 3,500 carp which we were growing in our ponds for last 10 years. It's kind of my baby and I know them since they were small, and some of them they have already names and some of them not, and they are waiting for you and other fishermen.
Jakob, how many fishing spots, how many swims do you have around the lake?
It's a very important question. As I said, for me the first important thing is the fish, then the fishermen, because if you have good population and healthy population of fish and they are growing, they look nice, you will have no problem with fishermen. They will like to come here and fish here, of course. So I didn't want to make a huge pressure on the lake, on the fish. So on the lake, which is 1.5 kilometer long, you have only 17 places for fishing, 17 swims basically. Each swim is more or less 100 meters from each other, so you have privacy here, there is no big fishing pressure on the fish, and you can enjoy here your holidays with your friends or with your family.
There's in many lakes, in many pay lakes, there is the problem that the carp are spawning, and then you have a lot of very small carp. What do you want to do to avoid that problem?
Basically, I don't like fighting with nature, but still, you know, we need to help sometimes, at least a little bit. And of course, if you have small population of carp in a big lake and they have a chance to spawn because you have a lot of weed, a lot of grass in the lake, they will spawn, of course, and then you will have problem with small carp. but we are helping nature a little bit. So in last 2 years I've put in the lake more than 400,000 small zander, which are now between 20 and 60 centimeters, and every year I'm putting between 40 and 50,000 zander more every year, plus the spawning of zander. So you have very strong population of zander, which are helping me with small population of carp.
Is it allowed to catch this zander?
No, no. At least not for the moment. Maybe in the future. But you know, zander is a very fragile fish, and even me personally, I'm not fishing for them. For me, what's really beautiful, if you walk here at the night with the torch and you see so many small, you know, gold eyes around the stones everywhere here, it's beautiful. And of course they will be growing, and then maybe in next 2-3 years I will allow, after the carp season, fish only catch and release, of course, from belly boats, let's say spinning. And it will be great fun, but not for the moment.
So Jakub, we talked about carp and we talked about zanders, but is there anything else in it? Are there other fish?
Yeah, definitely. In Lake Katlov, what's very important about the lake is that there's not a big stream or small river getting in. All the water which is getting to the lake is getting from basically small streams from the forest. So there's no risk that karauš or other small, you know, like rotauge will get to the lake. So basically what you put to the lake, it's in the lake. So apart from carp, there is a very nice population of big tench. We have some tench over 3 kilos. The biggest I've seen here, it was 3.4 kilos. And some very big grass carp, not many, but here are grass carp now around 30 kilos. So which is as well very nice fish.
There is another small lake just around the corner. It is a lake for catfish, you mentioned.
Yeah. It's basically around 5 hectares big, so it's way smaller than Katlov, but it's only 100 meters from here, and there's basically the biggest population of catfish, over 2 meters, and over as well 100 kilos in Czech Republic. The fishing there is only with guiding, but if you come here and you want to catch a really big catfish, it's basically guaranteed, and we fish there mainly spinning, which is really nice, cool technique. You don't need to fish even in the night. You can easily fish in the daytime, and it's great fun through the year, basically from spring to autumn. The lake is open. We are opening the lake in May, when the water will be completely full, because again we cleared the lake completely. We put over 2 months of work inside of the lake, and the amount of mud we took from the lake was 6,500 square meters.
Wow.
So it was hard work, but it's finished, and we are opening the lake in May. And for some people which love catfishing and catfish, I know that a lot of carp fishermen hate catfish, but some not. And from Germany, it's very short. So if you come here, you can catch a very big carp and very big catfish in the same place.
So Jakub, what is it about these tackle that you're renting here?
There's basically everything what you need, because I know from my trips, if I go fishing somewhere for carp or catfish or for whatever, my car is one mess. So basically, even if you would come like that, only with clothing or even naked, there's everything here. Everybody gets a boat. But if you want, there are a lot of bivvies, there are a lot of bed chairs, rod, reels, rod holders, even boilie, everything. We are selling ready-made corn, 50 kilos for 300 Czech crowns, which is price you will be never able to get with no work. You don't need to cook it, so you get it ready. And and basically full service.
There's a small restaurant here in the town, and your friends told me that it's possible to get a hot meal from there.
Yeah, it's no problem. I mean, if we have now 3 guides on the lake, and they're ready to help basically with everything. So even if you would come by plane, they can pick you up in Prague from the airport. What's very cool, this lake is only 45 minutes driving by car from the center of Prague. So if you would come by plane, they can pick you up, bring you here, then after fishing they can bring you back to the airport. They can do shopping for you, they can do pre-baiting for you as well. You can let us know and they will pre-bait the spot 2-3 days ahead. And of course they can bring you from breakfast, lunch and dinner, right, everything on your fishing swim if you would like to.
Last year there was a World Cup Classic Junior here on the lake, and this year it's taking part again, end of May you said.
Yeah.
How many participants are coming?
This year it will be second year of World Cup Classic Junior. Last year it was the very first World Cup Classic Junior ever, which I'm organizing with Rozhany. And last year it was great fun because we had 14 teams. We had a lot of other shows around. That we had like Indian village with live bisons. We have here all the time, fishing school with different techniques and other stuff for kids. And we had 8,000 visitors basically in 3 days. Which was really cool. I didn't expect that. So this year it's going to take place again on Lake Katlov, World Carp Classic Junior. And in September there will be World Carp Classic, the big event, but it's not going to be here. But I'm organizing it with Rozhany again in Czech Republic, and it will be on Lake Mušov.
Kutná Hora, there is a city close by here.
Yeah, Kutná Hora, it's absolutely incredible town in Czech Republic. A lot of people from your country know Prague, of course, or Český Krumlov, or Plzeň because of beer. But Kutná Hora, it's undiscovered diamond in Czech Republic. It's under the UNESCO. That is Church of Svatá Barbora. For me, it's the most amazing church worldwide. If you see Svatá Barbora, you wouldn't believe how amazing it is. And it's very old city, amazing architecture. So what's great about this place is that basically you can come with your whole family. You can come here fishing, but your kids and your wife, they will have plenty things to do as well around here, because Kutná Hora is only 12 kilometers from here. Prague is 45 kilometers from here. Another town, Čáslav, is again 15 kilometers from here. A lot of things to do around. And you have some very nice pensions and small hotels around here, basically 2, 3, 4 minutes by car. So it's a great place not only for fishermen, but as well for their families.
So Jakob, hands down, what's the weight of the fish here?
Yeah, I know this is one of the most important questions for all carp fishermen across Europe. If I would say we have 40 kilo carp here, like France, of course not, it's bullshit. And you have so many fish that they are dying all the time. This is exactly what I don't want. There is a very strong population of carp here between 14 and 20 kilos. And I think for the moment you have here 40 fish over 20 kilos and between 5-7 fish around 25 kilos. But you have to know that these fish are very young fish and they are very fast growing. And as I said, for me, the priority is beautiful, healthy fish, which will be a great, challenge for fishermen from Europe. So these fish are growing very fast, and these fish will definitely get very soon to 30 kilos. But for me, if they are 28 or 30 or 32, this is not everything. For me, fishing is a great passion, and if I catch a big fish, it's great. If I catch 20 kilo fish, it's not a small fish. 20 years ago, we were only dreaming about these carp, and today you have some fishermen, and if the fish is not 30 kilos, it's not even a carp. And this thinking, these people which are thinking like this, Katlov is not for them. Katloff is for fishermen which like to spend their time with their friends in a beautiful nature with some very nice fish around them.
Jakub, it's always difficult in a foreign country to find out the regulations of the local authorities saying you need a fishing license. Is night fishing allowed? How's that here at Lake Katloff?
It's easy. I don't want to create too many restrictions and stupid restrictions. For me, what's important that it's a good fisherman, smart fisherman, and fisherman which is taking care not only about his fishing, but as well taking care about the fish. Because catch and release, it's must on this lake, because if we release the fish, we can catch the fish again, other fishermen can catch the fish again, and of course the fish can spawn and bring new generation of fish. So if you behave good, you can basically do here whatever you want. Of course there are some rules which you have to follow. But night fishing is allowed. You don't need fishing license. You can fish 3 rods. You can bring your bait with the boat. You can fight with the fish from the boat. So everything what you want. But if you want to only cast, you can only cast. There is no problem. But of course, don't use hardcore and things like this, which is of course logical.
So Jakub, thank you so far.
You're more than welcome.
Where can all the people find information about Lake Katloff?
It's easy, katloff.com, or they can see you or me on some fishing fairs in Germany. Of course, they can ask us personally, and I would be more than happy if they can come and fish these waters, because I believe they can catch some really nice fish.
I think I will come here to see what the juniors are doing in the World Cup Classic Junior. And then in summertime, when it's really hot, I'm coming again to hear some fishing. And then, let's see, we can provide some more information for the German fishermen and the international crowd as well.
Okay, come, definitely. I can take you even for catfish.